Dave and Dee went on late last time, so we'd be delighted if you could come on now for your song. That'd be great. Thank you.
drains from my body. My soul's asleep, so wake me up. My body's aching, so wake me up. My soul's asleep, come on, wake me up. Wake me up. This could be the matinee, the remains of the day. I try to stay awake, but I'm slipping away. My soul's asleep, so wake me up. My body's aching, so wake me up. My soul's asleep, come on and wake me up. I've seen a lot I've seen. Sometimes I fall through the cracks in between. Then the branch begins to sway. I can find myself slipping away. Wake me up. Wake me up. I've seen a lot I've seen. Thank you for the woos, that always helps.
We don't get.
Yeah.
I didn't hear yours.
No, we're not hearing.
Okay, I'm just going to do one more. Or one more and very, very, very tiny one, Steve, if that's okay.
Sure.
Asleep over there.
Yeah.
One song and something that's about a minute left. A few years ago there was a show called The Cry of Tin, and a friend of ours, Roger Bryant, wrote this song which has become a sort of Cornish standard. And I remember singing it somewhere some months ago, and an Australian lady came up to me and said, "Where did you learn that song from?" I said, "A friend of ours named Roger, who lives locally." And she was convinced it was an Australian song, because someone had been over here, heard it at the folk club, took it back to Australia and started singing it. So it's an Australian song. And it happens the world over, doesn't it? So it's called Cornish Lads. If you know it, join in. If you don't know it, well, tough for you. Sorry about that. From here in town, we used to sail through rain and mist and lashing gale. And like our shoals, we hoped to fly, and soon we left Latin behind. We searched the sandstones all around, but not a sign or shore we found. Long Island Light is now inside, but cities are a barren ground. The Cornish lads are fishermen, and Cornish lads are miners too. But when the fish and tin have gone, what are the Cornish boys? What are they to do? The winding engines used to sing a melody to Cornish tin, and gave the lad they to The hammer of the auction man is the only sound we soon will hear, and visitors will make the noise and order drinks. The Cornish boys will do as we have done before, go out and roam the wide world o'er, wherever sea or ships are found, or there's a hole down underground. The Cornish lads are fishermen, and Cornish lads are miners too. But when the fish and tin are gone, what are the Cornish boys to do? For Cornish lads they are fishermen, and Cornish lads are miners too. But when the fish and tin have gone, what are the Cornish boys? What are they to do? What are they to do? What are they to do? A little tiny one, because there's something reminded us of this the other day. I haven't sung it for a long, long time. But it's not often you get to sing about roofing materials. I thought we'd give it a go. It's very brief.
Stormy weather.
The finest roofs in all the land are made from Cotswold stone, and the mason gives each tile a name like children of his own. By length and breadth the tally runs, by width and depth and size, and the mason knows them all by name, for he is very wise. Long day, short day, moor day and buffety, lie-bys and bottomers, each a name receives. Wivet, beck and customs, cutting third and bachelor, smallest under roof ridge, largest over eaves. Each tile in its own special place is hung with loving care, and they weather down the ages in a mellow Cotswold air. 26 in all there are, the family's not small. I can remember one or two, I can't remember all. Long day, short day, moor day and buffety, lie-bys and bottomers, each a name receives. Wivet, beck and customs, cutting third and bachelor, smallest under roof ridge, largest over eaves. Thank you.
Next on, we have got a new group. It's their first public performance. They come highly recommended by themselves, and they are called Folk Tales. So can we welcome Folk Tales to the stage, please?
On life and top this one piled coma of my death. Towards thee I roll, thou all destroying but unconquering way. To the last I grapple with thee, from hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. Sink all coffins and hearses to one common pool. And since neither can be mine, let me then tow to pieces while still chasing thee. Though tied to thee, thou damned whale!
So Captain Ahab came to a sticky end, but we wondered what it would be like for his crew. This song gives you a hint, and if you know it, please do join in with the chorus. In the little dark engine room,
sleeps in your soul. How we huddled round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal, where the winter blizzards blow and the wailing fleets at rest, tucked in Lee Harbour sheltered bay, safely anchored 10 abreast, where there's the whalemen at their stations, as from ship to ship they rove, carry bags of coal with them and a little iron stove. In that little dark engine room, where the chill sleeps in your soul, how we huddled round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal. We laboured 7 days a week, with cold hands and frozen knees, bitter days and lonely nights, making grog and having fights. There's saltfish and there's whale meat and fresh penguin eggs and treats. Then we struggle on to work each day, through the icy winds and sleets, in that little dark engine room, where the chill sleeps in your soul. How we huddled round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal. Then one day we saw the sun, we saw the factory ships return, meet old friends and sing a song. We hoped the journey wasn't long, then it's homeward bound, it's over, and we'll leave this icy home. But I always will remember that little iron stove, in that little dark engine room, where the chill sleeps in your soul. How we huddled round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal, in that little dark engine room, where the chill sleeps in your soul. How we huddled round that little pot stove that burned oily rags and coal.
So we're going to leave the whale hunters and consider another iconic creature of the sea, the albatross, or mollywog. The word mollywog, we think, dates to the late 17th century, comes from the Dutch malemok, which means mal, foolish, and mok, gull. Or another suggestion is it comes from the German malemugger, a term used originally for the midges, or flies, that whirl about lights. The albatross is a large seabird that is known to follow ships for days, even weeks at a time, and killing an albatross is considered very bad luck in maritime culture. These majestic birds were thought to carry the souls of lost sailors, and so killing one would anger the spirits and bring terrible misfortune. In the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, an albatross follows a ship setting out to sea, which the crew consider a sign of good luck. However, the mariner shoots the albatross with a crossbow, an act that will curse the ship and cause it to suffer terrible mishaps.
And I had done a hellish thing, and it would work on woe. For all averred, I had killed the bird that made the breeze to blow.
The ship sails into uncharted waters near the equator, where it is becalmed.
Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
The sailors blame the mariner for the torment of their thirst, and in anger the crew forces the mariner to wear the dead albatross around his neck. One by one the crew die, leaving only the mariner, who is eventually rescued from the rotting hulk of the ship. As penance for shooting the albatross, the mariner, driven by the agony of his guilt, is now forced to wander the earth, telling his story over and over and teaching a lesson to those he meets. Our second song is about the mollymawk, and again, help us with the chorus.
Now the southern ocean is a lonely place. The storms are many and the shelter scarce. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn, over troubled waters and the restless skies, you'll see those mollymawks rise and dive. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Ride the wind and go, mollymawk. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Now the mollymawk glides on in great white wings, and Lord, what a lonesome song he sings. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. He's got no compass and he's got no ear, and nobody knows where the mollymawk steers. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Ride the wind and go, mollymawk. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. He's the ghost of a sailor, so I've heard say. His body had sank and his soul flew away. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. He's got no haven and he's got no home, bound evermore to wheel and row. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Ride the wind and go, mollymawk. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. When I gets too old and I sail no more, set me adrift far away from shore. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. You can cast me loose and set me free, I'll keep that big bird company. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Ride the wind and go, mollymawk. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Ride the wind and go, mollymawk. Down upon the southern ocean, sailing down below Cape Horn.
But next, if we could have Brian, please.
There was a bleeding sparrow that lived up the bleeding sparrow. One day the bleeding rain came down and washed the bleeder out. And as he lay half drowned down in the bleeding street, He'd begged that bleeding rainstorm to bathe his bleeding feet. But then the bleeding sun came out and dried up the bleeding rain. So that bleeding sparrow, he climbed up his spout again. Then the bleeding sparrowhawk, he spies him in his snuggery. He sharpens up his bleeding claws and rips him out by buggery. Now, the moral of this story is plain to everyone. Them what's up the bleeding spout don't get no bleeding fun.
sings for all of us. It's saying 6 of the 7 seas. Stories of journeys unfold as you laugh and you grieve. Love's in a curious place where you're feeding your fire. Come to that face, heart's desire. When you're home, coming home, rolling cast off the moon's gone and pray for that peaceful harmony. Night and day, well, who's to say? I'll sing my song as the tide rolls home. Come and go, rolling home.
Do something, a different thing to what we're going to do. My voice just isn't really, it's not really happening. No. And the other 2 songs that we were kind of picking from are both quite difficult to sing on a good day. And today is not a good day. So rather than put everyone through it, we're going to do something rhythmic instead. It's much more fun anyway today than trying to cough my way through.
gingerbread, ducky to da, ate the gingerbread, ducky to da, ducky to da, ducky to da, ducky to da, ducky to da. Ducky to da, ducky to da, da, ducky, ducky, ducky to ducky to dinner, dinner, ducky, ducky to ducky, ducky to ducky to egg, ducky to egg, ducky to egg the ginger, ducky to egg the gingerbread, ducky to da, egg the gingerbread, ducky to da, egg the gingerbread, ducky to ducky to da, 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 da, ducky, 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 ducky to dinner, dinner, ducky, ducky, ducky.
Oh, here we go. Let's do this one. I wrote a song about Woodstock, just like Joni Mitchell did. And Joni Mitchell didn't go to Woodstock, but she wrote a fantastic song about Woodstock. And I've written a sort of okay song about Woodstock. And I never went to Woodstock, so I would have only been about 10 years old. But I read about Woodstock and I saw a documentary about Woodstock. So I wrote this song because in the documentary there was a guy who took about 10 seconds of a 2-hour documentary, and he spoke about giving up his job on the west coast of America. He was a teenager and he wanted the weekend off to go across to the east coast to see Woodstock, and his boss said no. So he said, well, stuff your job. And he ditched his job and he hitched his way across America to go to Woodstock, and that inspired this song. It's called Heading for Yazga's Farm.
summoned me to head out east, circle into the wood. I quit my job, they asked me why. I told them that I had to go. Something there had drawn my soul. That's all you need to know. My parents were against the plan. We fell out, I packed a bag, and now I'm on the open road, heading for Yaska's farm. Upstate New York, 69, following a trail of humankind. We were one of many tribes in the land of the free. The Catskill Mountains came in view, 500,000 strong we grew. A global family, me and you, coming together now. Many folks stood in our way. What's happened to our young, they say. We rode the storm, went on our way, heading for Yaska's farm. Well, we sang 2 and 3 and 4. What are we all fighting for? 5 and 6, 7, 8, open the pearly gates. But in this space and in this time, at this moment in this rhyme, we bring to light the nation's crime, all to the conscious mind. The times they are a-changing now. If you don't join it, take a bow. We will shift the world somehow, down at Yaska's farm. In a field beneath the sky, we watched the riot flying high, danced and sang some more. Nothing mattered anymore. We felt the sun and felt the rain. We never felt like that again. We are the true Aquarians. This is where it all began. Well, Yaska stepped onto the stage. He had a few good words to say. He told us we had shown our worth, proven it to the world. We cheered and chanted out his name. He raised a hand for one more thing. God bless you for this, he said, heartfelt and genuine. And then we went our separate ways, stepped out on our life highway. We believe we changed the day. We headed for Yaska's farm.
Oh, actually, I'm going to do this. I went to see Hades Town before Christmas. That's a show to go and see. It's a modern day telling of Orpheus and the underworld. And Orpheus in this play is a singer-songwriter, and Hades is a Trump-like figure in, I knew you said something else then, who is in charge of the underworld. This song was written well before Trump was banging on about a wall, but it sounds very, very suspiciously close to what he thinks. It's called Why Do We Build the Wall?
Children, why do we build a wall? Why Use the war, keep us free. The war keeps out the enemy, and we build the war to keep us free. That's why we build the war. We build the war to keep us free. Who do we call the enemy? My children, who do we call the enemy? Who do we call the enemy? The enemy is poverty, and the war keeps out the enemy, and we build the war to keep us free. That's why we build the war. We build the war to keep us free. Cause we have and they have not, my children, because they want what we have got. Because we have and they have not, because they want what we have got. And the enemy is poverty, and the war keeps out the enemy, and we build the war to keep us free. That's why we build the war. We build the war to keep us free. What do we have that they should want? My children, what do we have that they should want? What do we have that they should want? We have a war to work upon. We have work and they have none, and our work is never done. My children, and the war is never won, and the enemy is poverty, and the war keeps out the enemy, and we build the war to keep us free. That's why we build the war. We build the war to keep us free. That's why we build the war. We build the war to keep us free.
Little story. A woman went into a vet's carrying a rabbit. She put the rabbit on the table and she said to the vet, "Don't want some off with my rabbit. It's very listless, it doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to drink, just totally listless." And the vet looked at it and said, "Well, he's dead." And she says, "No, it's not dead." He says, "Yeah, he's dead." She said, "No, I'm not happy with that. I want a second opinion." That went out, came back with a Labrador dog. With his paws on the table, sniffed for the rabbit, shook his head, said, "Oh, you're dead." No, I'm still not happy. I want somebody else to opinion on this. So he went out, came back with a cat, put the cat on the table, cat sniffed for the rabbit and went, "This is the it's dead." "Well, I'll accept it. Can I have the bill then, please?" So he went out, came back with the bill, gave her the bill, and she said, £280 to tell me that my rabbit's dead. He says, "Yeah, but you had a lab report and a CAT scan." Some years ago, we're back like a while now, in North Nottinghamshire, a constituency known as Bassetlaw, perhaps might have heard of it. And they built a new extension in the maternity ward. And Prince Charles was designated to come and open it. On said day, he turned up wearing the David Crockett hat. And he opened the new wing of the maternity ward. 2 hours went around all wards. And when he was due to go, the chief executive said, "Excuse me, Your Highness, but I've got to ask you this, because everybody is going to be asking me, why are you wearing a David Crockett hat?" And he said, "Well, when I was about to leave this morning,
Mummy said to me, "What are you doing today, Charles?" And he said, "I'm going to open the maternity wing at the hospital in Bassetlaw." And she said, "Where the fuck's that?" The lorry driver called Harold stopped at his usual transport cafe, had his usual breakfast, of an all-day breakfast, sat down at the table. The waitress had brought it to him, and just then the door burst open, and 4 old dames came in. Looked round, saw Harold, sat down at his table, and they all slowly devoured his breakfast, drunk his coffee, ate his toast, I think. Harold just sat and watched them. Then he got up when it was all over, went and paid, and went out. A minute later, the lorry driver came in, and the woman said, "You've just missed Harold. He's just left." He said, "Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen him driving off." She says, "Not much of a man, is he?" I said, "I don't know about that. Not much of a driver. He just went over 4 motorbikes in the car park." And I think that's about all I can tell you.
Mostly when I do projects, they're very well planned out and I know exactly where they're going. For this though, I totally winged it and I really didn't know where this was going frame by frame. I want you to imagine it's the year 1950 and the St Ives modernist painters and artists decided to put on their own nativity play down at the Crypt Gallery with Barbara Hepworth as Mary, Joseph played by Ben Nicholson, and this really is my, should we say, animated version of that play. When my son saw it, well, he described it as the Nativity on acid. You decide.
The babe leapt in her womb.
Some left-hand handkerchiefs and some right-hand handkerchiefs.
Here, Joseph made a home for Mary and Jesus.
And lives with God forever.
And Elizabeth was so overcome that she forgot to be polite and say, "Liebe Maria, come in," and to thank her for coming.
Instead, she began, "Blessed art thou among women."
That's right.
They spent happy years together in this land of Egypt.
They sat looking till the smokestacks with their monkey wrenches wrenched each other all to pieces.
And Mary broke into song.
And then, late one night,
Then Gudrun and Gerda opened the heavy gummy sacks.
And praised the Lord, who had regarded the low estate of his handmaiden.
How do real babies get out of their mothers?
the angel came again to Joseph as he slept.
Here. That's the way it ought to be translated, low estate.
Well,
Joseph,
he said.
In the Latin it reads, the humility of his handmaiden. But if
That little egg that I told you about.
But if Mary had referred to her humility, she would not have been humble.
Here is a left-handed monkey wrench, here is a right-handed monkey wrench.
Yes.
God breathes a soul into it.
the danger is past. He who sought to kill the child is dead.
And here is a monkey wrench with a monkey face on the handle.
And she was not.
It starts to grow.
Herod lives no more.
To scare with.
For when John was born,
It grows for 9 whole months inside the mother, right?
Take Mary and the child and return to the land of Israel.
she gave him a bath.
And then, when it's ready to come out, the mother goes to the hospital so the doctor can help her.
Joseph obeyed.
Now, the father and mother of Googler and Gaggler wonder how they will end up.
And she brought soup for Elizabeth.
And the baby slips out through the tiny opening in her body.
The Holy Family returned to their homeland.
The family doctor keeps on saying,
And she did all the menial chores of a maid. Oh,
You mean Mommy has a hole in her body?
They dwelt in the town called Nazareth.
Well, we all have different openings in our bodies for different things.
all the maids in this congregation can be very proud.
You have holes in your nose to breathe through and a mouth to stuff cookies into.
Yeah, that's right.
Each year at the feast of the Passover,
they will go far and see much.
That the Virgin Mary was a housemaid.
Well,
Mary and Joseph journeyed to the temple in Jerusalem.
Mothers have a little opening between their legs.
And after thus caring for Elizabeth, she went back to Nazareth.
But they will never sit with the sitters and knit with the knitters.
One day,
when the baby comes through, it stretches wide.
My son.
Mary called Jesus.
And sometimes when their father looks at them,
and there,
and then it closes up again.
Now that you are 12 years old.
He says what he said the Christmas Eve when the 2 for a nickel candles stood up 2 by 2 in the windows.
She told no one of her news.
Gee.
You may take part in the celebration of the Passover.
Gee, why do I tell Mass?
Well,
she didn't unfold herself.
Well, I think we'd better keep this a secret just between the 2 of us for a while.
You may come to Jerusalem with us this year.
Twice. Times twice. Just twice.
She went back to keeping house for Joseph.
Does Mommy know?
Jesus helped Mary and Joseph prepare for the journey. They started out with a large group of people.
She scrubbed the floor.
Yes, after many accidents and 6 telegrams.
And scoured the pans.
I think Mommy knows.
Time for me to go ahead with the other men, Mary.
6 crooked ladders stood against the front of the shanty where Hatchback the horse lived.
And milked the cow.
But
Do you have enough water to last the day?
Yes.
Yellow roses all on fire were climbing up and down the ladders, up and down and crossways.
Yes, Joseph, thank you.
Francie's only a baby yet, and she wouldn't understand. Later on, when she's as old as you, we'll tell her too.
And many women there were in Nazareth.
Hey, there's Mommy now.
You go on now. Goodbye, Mary.
I'm going to tell her about the puppies.
Whiffle the chick sat there.
Who looked down upon her.
All right.
Joseph, watch and see that Jesus is all right, won't you?
Early in the summer.
No fear.
He is with the boys of his own age.
Does Mommy know?
Who had they known the wonder that she carried?
It is hard to travel apart from him.
Of course, Mary. I will watch you.
Enjoying herself.
Would have fallen.
Wait till I tell Shirley that.
Goodbye until sundown.
Sitting on a cracker box.
At her feet.
Hey, Shirley!
It was the custom for the men to travel at the head of the caravan during the daytime.
Listening to the yellow roses climb around the 6 crooked ladders.
Prototype, but first of a series of films where it's pretty much exactly the same. I love walking, and when I walk, I love making my way towards churches. You can get a rest, often you can make yourself a cup of tea. I love sketching church doors, I can sit and meditate and just absorb the atmosphere and the sort of history of the church, of the village, the town, of the country. But I also love Cornish horror films. I love one particular Cornish horror film called The Disciple of Death. And one of the scenes was filmed in a Cornish church at Boscastle. The film, it was written and the main actor was called Mike Raven, who has been described as the Poundland Christopher Lee. Horror films, they can be really good. They can be really bad. But bad horror films can also be really good, and this falls into that category. It has been described on more than one occasion as if Monty Python had made a horror film. The scene I like stars an actor called Ronald Lacey, who plays a vicar. The name Ronald Lacey might not mean much to you, but you would know him from his iconic role in Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I want to go around various churches performing the same, filming the same scene again and again, until finally the very last one in the whole series will be filmed at the church at Boscastle.
The whole village will be gathered.
My children, evil is abroad. The gypsy is dead. Our dear Thread Matthew, who we have come to mourn, is dead. His beloved sweetheart, his comfort for his old age is missing, and mark my words, will never be found again. Evil is abroad, my children. Who has unleashed this evil amongst us? Think, my children, think. The harmless life for the village has gone on for years and years. What then is the change? What new event? There is a stranger amongst us. There is a newcomer. He is the disciple of death. For Frug this February, I did.
Seasons have turned, red, gold and green, birthdays have burned, places we've been. Give me your hand, what do you need? There he stands, how to proceed. We need a decision sometime soon. Retreat or advance, run for cover, return. Now this next one is, there's some great musicians being played tonight, it's been amazing. So
thank you.
We're continuing that tradition, amazing music, and we're going to sing a two-part harmony. And it's always audience participation, so we want you to participate, if that's okay. So if your birthday, the day of the month in your birthday, if it ends in an odd number like me, 21, then you're on my team. And if it, so people on my team, just look, what would you? Statistically. And if it's an even number like Andrew, then you're on Andrew's team. Okay, so Andrew's team. So Andrew's team got a bit of work to do. But you can join, people from my team can join Andrew's team if you feel like it. So I'll just set up the harmony. So we sing my team A, let's say. You sing as if you're like a flute playing, so it's very sweet. And it goes like this. Tama-rama-lama, tama-rama-lama, tooralaye. So can we do that? Ready? 1, 2. Tama-rama-lama, tooralama-lama, tooralaye. Sweet. Could be a bit louder. And then the second part goes, ooralai, ooralai, ooralai.
Hey, ready?
Ready? 1, 2.
Ooralai, ooralai, ooralai.
And then it repeats. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Ooralama-lama, ooralai. So that's my team. Now every time I sang this song, Andrew has always invented his own two-part harmony.
Yeah, Dad.
And he's going to sing it. So the B team, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to do exactly what Andrew does.
Yay! Right, Dad.
And that will involve jazz, the unexpected, and lots of gusto. And what he will try and do is put me off. Right, so you've got friends around you. Andrew's team, your job is to put off the flute players. Ready? So are you kind of clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
German clock winder to St Ives once came. Benjamin Fuchs was the old German's name. And as he was winding his way down Fore Street, he played on his flute, and the music was sweet, singing to a lama lama. Channel your inner Andrew, right? There was a young lady from Grosvenor Square who said that her clock was in need of repair. In walks the bold German, and to her delight, in less than 5 minutes, he had her put right, singing to on the floor, started a very loud knock. He walked her husband, and great was his shock to see that both German wind up his wife's You're brilliant. The husband says he, oh wife Mary Ann, don't let that boat come in here again. He wound up your clock and left mine on the shelf. If your clock needs winding, I'll wind it myself.
So this is a song I wrote. Join in the chorus, you will, with it. Yeah.
I didn't even know what songs were playing.
I'd like a cigarette, but I don't smoke. I need some nuts, but I don't joke. I feel like laughing, but it's no joke. Why did you go out with me? Why would I do so? Why did you go down on me? What did I do now? Why did you go down on me? When you come back home, why did you go down on me? Or am I walk out on me. You might know this one. Join the chorus if you know it. Please, come
I believe I've never desired the skin of a person on my skin as much as I desire yours on mine. In complete abandon, while death is leaning out of my face, lighting up my eyes with even more intense light. You, intense absence, drawing with words what it is already, an eternal waiting. You, moving one step away for every step I take towards you, allowing your fears to feel at distance. And every step is a step less to take towards the last step. Here, now, this visible gift of a non-happening encounter remain uncatchable.
Okay. 2, 3, 4.
Listen to me, Sonny, let me tell you about the rock and roll. Feel that rhythm and it's really gonna fill your soul. She said, come with me to a land of make-believe. She said, rama, 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 this king. She does a rock and roll and she plays it all night long. That's all she ever tells me when I call her on the telephone. She says, feel that jump in me and get up on your feet. She says, rama, 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 rock and roll is king. Oh, let those guitars play, play for me, play for me. Oh, let the song ring out. That's how it's meant to be. It goes like a train that's coming on down the track. She rolled over Beethoven and she did Tchaikovsky back. She loves that driving me. She goes dancing on down the street. She says, rama, 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 rock and roll is king. Oh, let those guitars play, play for me, play for me. Oh, let that song ring out. That's how it's meant to be. When she comes around and I'm listening to the radio, she says you can't do that 'cause all I wanna do is rock and roll. Now here I'm gonna stay, where the music starts to play. She says rama, 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 rock and roll is king. She says rama, 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 rock and roll is king. She says rama, 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 rock and roll is king.
Thank you very much. That's our tribute to the great Jeff Litherland. He's on his farewell tour, I think, as we speak.
He said that last year.
He said that before the conference. So, I was once addicted to the songs of the Monkees, and my wife said she was going to leave me. I thought she was kidding, but then I saw her face. Okay. We're ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. I thought love was only true in fairy tales. Then someone else would go for me. Oh, love was out to get me. That's the way it seems. Disappointment won't
And now we thought we'd do, because we have a maniac in the White House, it gets worse every day. There was a song by Joe South way back in the 60s, which is quite appropriate and the words still relevant. And this is the games people play. That's it from us. We're going to invite Mike up on the stage, please. And I think before we go home, we will just sing one chorus of In the Morris Room, because Bob couldn't be here tonight, but we look forward to welcoming him back very soon.
I was a bit of a dilemma what to read today, because next week I'm going up to a small village called Swanbourne in Milton Keynes, where my late wife's grave is, and we lay flowers for her on her birthday, and you know, so if my boys can get there and her 5 children get there, we all basically raise a glass to her. So I thought I'd do a little selection of her stuff tonight, but intermingled with some other stuff I found, one of them only this afternoon. And I was going to the loo just before you were all playing, and you can really hear the swell of the sea down there tonight. And this was written in 2013. I have read it here before, But the most dramatic reading I ever did of it here was during an enormous thunderstorm, where every thunderclap shook this entire building, and with flashes of lightning, and the sea was smashing the windows. And I was actually able to use that as punctuation, but nothing as dramatic as tonight. But it was so New Year's Eve, we went down late, just before midnight to Porthleven to see the New Year in. And there wasn't any rain, but it was the most incredible winds. We couldn't get any further out than where the cannons are, because we thought we might get blown into the harbour. And it was just a fabulous sort of hour. We went back home to Helston, went to bed. And then the next morning was the terrible news on the radio that about 1 in the morning, three young men in their 20s, and if you know Low Bar, you know how dangerous it is, they went in for a swim. And 3 of them went in and only 2 of them came out. Now Chris, who was the real poet in the family, she was very upset by this, and as day went by over the week, she got quieter and quieter. Until one day we were working in the office together, side by side, and we had the radio on, and it was heard that a body had been discovered, and it was this man who had lost his life on New Year's Eve. And she went completely quiet, and I saw her reach for a piece of paper, and in 20 minutes she wrote this poem here, and she just slid the paper across to me and said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Don't alter a single word." So the first piece I'm going to read is by Christiana, and it's quite simply just called, a few words, New Year's Eve, Low Bar 2013. And she wrote this in 3 voices, really. The narrator, the voice of the sea, and also the voice of the 3 young men who, sadly one of whom lost their lives. So New Year's Eve, 2013, Low Bar. The seas were wild last night, the skies black, the stars few. It wasn't a night to be out. It wasn't a night to be out in the wind and the storm with a sea, a black and white beast raging as it hurled itself relentlessly, angrily, to the steep shingle beach at Low Bar. "I dare you," the sea taunted. "I dare you as I have dared you before. And you will take my dare, I know. You will, because you can't resist. Come on in. It may be black, it may be dark, there may be white horses riding on my back, but hey, just a few steps in. What's that? Feel my midnight ice-cold water coursing through your veins. I'll make you scream with pleasure. I'll make you scream with pain. You'll talk about it, New Year's Eve on the beach, hey? It's pretty crazy, hey? We waded into the sea, bloody freezing it was. We had a few cans, not many. Well, what do you expect? It's New Year's Eve. Anything goes on New Year's Eve, and well, we thought we'd just have a paddle. You should have seen the sea. It was totally manic. The noise, the crashing, the shuddering, it battered us senseless, and the wind on the spray, it was spewing on us, man. Oh, it was amazing. Just get our feet wet. Bit of a laugh, it's what you planned to say. I've had enough, you shouted to your mates once here. It's bloody freezing. Faces dripping, legs like lead. I'm out of here, you cried. But the wind stole your words. A flash of lightning lit the skies, and behind you, I, the sea, rose up and rearing like a stallion, I took you whole. While the shingle beneath your feet fell away, and with every desperate motion of your body, you further relinquished yourself to me. I claimed you, and you won't be the last to be taken by the sea. Come on in. Come on in, I said. It may be dark, I may be black, there may be white horses riding on my back. But hey, a few steps in, what's that? Feel my midnight ice-cold water coursing through your veins. Coursing through your veins. I'll make you scream with pleasure. I'll make you scream with pain. Christian, 2013. Of an internet poet called Becky Hensley, and this was quite apt to read after that storm poem. It's just called Dancing Inside. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, except that, well, sometimes it is. Sometimes you are just waterlogged. You just feel waterlogged. Waterlogged and wading through flooded waters, and you are exhausted. Sometimes you've had too much, far too much of the storm, because sometimes it has taken too much from you. So if you don't want to, you don't have to dance in the rain. If you don't want to, you don't have to embrace it. If you think it might drown you, you can just sit. You can just sit and read a book. You can call a friend. You can close your eyes and sleep. For life, well, it isn't just for waiting for the storm to pass. It's about figuring out the best way through it. And sometimes that means facing it. Sometimes it just means embracing it. Becky Hensley. In Chris's last year, when she wasn't in hospital, because she was in such great difficulty with cancer, we decided it was best that we step separately, because I was just afraid of knocking her during the night. And she said, "You don't knock me in the night." And I said, "No, that's because I stay awake all night and I'm knackered in the morning." So, and she told me one day she'd been dreaming about when we'd been in Morocco a couple of years earlier, and she wrote this poem. So this was in her year of passing she wrote this. It's just called Midnight in Morocco. It's very short. It is 1 a.m. and the empty pillow next to me is louder. It's louder than ever. But I am high in the Atlas Mountains again in a Berber village, drowning in the never-ending sky punctuated by cotton wool. I cannot shake off the face of the small girl with empty eyes, folding and unfolding the tissue I gave her as if it was Christmas. I had nothing else to give her, you see. One day, I really must write properly about this, but tonight my silent world is deafening. It's deafening me. I'm screaming, and I'm screaming, but always without sound. And I'm also a great fan of Mary Oliver, who's very well published, and I think this fits very well with that, because Chris also loved being in nature. And this is a poem by Mary Oliver. Again, it's quite short, and it's called When I Am Among the Trees. When I'm among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily I am so distant from the hope in myself in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir their leaves, and they call out, come on, stay a while, and the light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you to have come into this world. You've come into the world to do this, to go easy, and to be filled with light and shine. When I was shuffling on this afternoon, I really couldn't make up my mind what to read, and Steve knows that quite often I'm doing that and I'm looking on the internet at the same time on various poetry sites, and this thing come up. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it yet, but it's from a blog spot called Uradiance, and all I know is on this piece, which is called No More Workshops. I don't know if you're like me when I was at work, you know, training was either PowerPoint or bloody workshops. So when I saw the title No More Workshops, that really appealed to me. But then it's a poem of at least 2 halves, and I'm not even quite sure to make what the end of it yet. So anyway, this is the last piece. No more workshops. And you're all part of this. You don't have to take part, but you are all part of this. No more workshops. I'm giving a workshop on being nobody. It's free. It's happening now. You've already joined. We're about halfway through, you know. Are you enjoying the workshop? Of course not. Yet you are happy for no reason. Who is the teacher? No one. What is the teaching? Not this, not this. Just observe what flows in and out and be grateful. There will be no more workshops. Workshops. We're finished now. A purple crocus emerges from the snow. Deep in the woods at 5 a.m, a barn owl asks, who are you? And then, from some space of delight and courage, where you've never been before, a melting transparency into silence itself awakens, and from that trembling stillness, the question arises, what if nothing is wrong? Now you remember the 3 precious talismans you received for the journey, just before you were born. You still carry them in a deerskin pouch next to your left nipple. This breath, this moment, this heartbeat, and you recall the voice. You recall the voice that whispered, with these invisible jewels, nothing is impossible. You feel strangely ready for the pilgrimage, but there is nowhere to go. The earth is a good place to be. So what if your heart is broken? So what if your heart is broken by the hummingbird who drinks from a frozen rose this winter morning? And I wasn't intending to finish with this, but this is a poem that Chris wrote. It's in 2016. It was our very last walk together down on Cornwall Beach. She died in 2016, but I didn't find this poem for about 5 years. She was always writing, and she was hiding stuff around the house. I think she knew that when she'd gone, I'd find it. And she'd put this in with the pet insurance in a twin-locked folder. And one night I opened it, and this had the static had got this against it. And it's the most beautiful piece. When she'd written this when she was so very ill, but she never ever stopped writing. So whether this is the last thing she wrote or not, I don't know, but I didn't find this until about 2021 or 22. I hold on to you. I will never forget the sight of our beautiful golden retriever, waiting for me in golden light on your beautiful face, as we navigate our way out of a waterlogged, sandy, secluded beach. And then we mount our way over and around the cliffs, magnificent perilous heather and visible sunken ships. You have known me inside and out all along, felt my pain and my singing. In every moment I am grateful to you, and with every wave of my heart I hold on to you. Safe. Christian Honour, 2016.
You know the melody to the Boris Frug? Yeah.
Just a bit.
Together in the lamplight on the sofa, we made such a charming picture. We should stay this way. One more time. Okay. In the Morris room together, in the lamplight on the sofa, we made such a charming picture. We should stay this way.
Thank you everybody for your attendance. And
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. And we're back here in a month's time. Hopefully, I promise, new curtains now. So we'll come and look at the new curtains, the freshly painted stage, and hopefully a few more coloured lights on stage as well. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.